sun rises over the Nile, golden, silent, timeless. And yet, the truth of that ancient light is more fragile than we think. They called him Ramesses the Great, a builder of cities, a slayer of armies, a god among men. His statues still tower over us, eyes fixed on eternity. His temples? Carved from stone like thunder frozen in time. But the truth, the real truth of his life, it wasn't carved in stone. It whispered in the shadows. It bled in silence. It hurt. Ramesses stood at the height of Egypt's power and almost lost everything in a single day. At Kadesh, he marched out like a god of war. Chariots thundered, banners snapped in the wind. But the truth? He was deceived. Fooled by 2 Hittite spies who fed him lies. The enemy was already there, waiting. His army was split. His reinforcements days away. Ramesses, Pharaoh of all Egypt, stood alone in the chaos. His royal guard fought with desperation. Blood soaked the sand. And for a moment, the golden pharaoh nearly fell. But that's not how the story ends. Years later, he did what no pharaoh before him dared to do. He made peace. Not a surrender, not a bribe, an agreement, written on silver tablets, sealed by kings. The Hittites and Egyptians swore to protect one another. If one was attacked, the other would defend. They even traded daughters, royal brides sailing across the sea to forge peace in blood. It was the first peace treaty in human history, and it was signed not in victory, but exhaustion. 2 giants, finally tired of bleeding. But peace does not protect from grief. Ramesses, mighty as he was, suffered in ways stone cannot show. He fathered more children than any pharaoh before him, over 100, they say. Their names are carved into the walls of Abu Simbel. But behind each name there's a grave, fever, illness, loss. The royal palace saw more funerals than feasts. Imagine it, a ruler who outlived his sons. One by one, again and again. The same hands that built empires lowered his own children into the earth. While he mourned in silence, the land itself began to turn. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, grew unpredictable. Crops failed, floods dried, famine spread across the fields like smoke. People begged outside temple gates, grain stores ran dry. Even in the city of Ramesses, mothers whispered prayers over empty bowls. And still the pharaoh stood. Still he built. Still he gave speeches beneath gilded ceilings. Because that's what kings do, even when the river dies beneath their feet. But even pharaohs cannot rule the grave. When Ramesses finally died, after nearly 70 years of rule, they buried him in gold, in silence, in glory. But grave robbers came. They tore open tombs like wolves in the night. So the priests, loyal even in death, did something unheard of. They hid him. They wrapped him again, reburied him. Then again, then again. They moved him from valley to valley, cave to cave, just to keep him safe. And so the God King became a fugitive. His body wasn't found for 3,000 years, hidden with other mummies in a cliffside cache, wrapped not in gold, but in layers of forgotten cloth. A pharaoh in exile, a king protected by shadows. And yet, his story still burns, not because of what he conquered, but because of what he endured. Betrayal, grief, drought, war, peace, and somehow, dignity through it all. So the next time you see his face on a temple wall, remember, that stone does not speak of power, it speaks of survival. And maybe that's the real greatness we forget. Because what you never knew about Egypt's golden pharaoh is that behind the throne, beneath the crown, was a man made not of stone, but of silence, sorrow, and endurance.